So hello, for today we are going to discuss about the Excel program for flexible and rigid pavements. So what is flexible pavements? Flexible pavements usually consist of a bituminous surface underlaid with a layer of granular material and a layer of a suitable mixture of coarse and fine materials. On the other hand, rigid pavements are normally constructed of Portland cement concrete and may or may not have a base course between the subgrade and the concrete surface. So, let's try to view our Excel program. So we have here the flexible pavement design using AASHTO specifications, and the other one is the rigid pavement design using AASHTO specifications. So first, let's discuss the flexibility. So we have here the inputs for computation for SL, the inputs for computation for structural number SN, and the computation for pavement thickness and actual SN. Also, we have here the legend and the flexible pavement parameters under AASHTO design and the formulas being listed here and the notes to navigate the data sorter. So to explain further, we have here the three most frequent formulas being used, which is the SL, the SN, and the log 10W18. So first, let's discuss the legend. SL stands for Equivalent Single Axle Load. AADT is the first year annual average daily traffic for axle category. The FD, which is the design lane factor, GRN, or the growth factor. The NI, or the number of axles on each vehicle in category. FEI, load equivalency factor for axle category. W18 are the predicted number of 80-kilometer SLs. The ZR, standard normal deviate. SN, combined standard error. The SO and the SN, the structural number. And the total PSI, which is the difference between the initial design serviceability index TO and the design terminal serviceability index or TSI. The MR, which is the subgrade resilient modulus, the MI, drainage coefficient for layer, and the A1, A2, A3, which is the layer coefficient representative of surface base and subbase. The D1, D2, D3, the actual thickness, and lastly the SN, which is the structural number. So we have here our example for us to try the program. Mhm. So the first problem. So an eight-lane divided highway is to be constructed on a new alignment. Traffic volume forecasts indicate that the average annual daily traffic or AADT in both directions during the first year of operation will be 12,000 with the following vehicle mix and axle load. So we have here the given passenger cars, two axle single unit trucks, three axle single unit trucks, which is 50%, 33%, 17% respectively. So the vehicle mix is expected to remain the same throughout the design life of the pavement. So we also have here the following data apply. We have all the given data here, and that is what we're going to use in for the input in this Excel program. So for the design lane factor, we have here the 45% or 0.45. Um, we have here the growth factor, which is also 29.78. The AADT, which is the 12,000. Um, the two axle category in percent, 33% or 0.33. The two axle factor, which is the 17% or 0.17, and the three axle factor, which is the 0.088. So to calculate these values, we need to use the formula here, the formula. Um, for the two axle, we need to multiply FB times GRN times AADT times N times S. And then we're going to formulate this one rather. While for the three axle, we need to use this formula, which is the FB times GRN times growth N times AADT times N times F, which results to this one. And also the XL single axle, which is the FB times GRN times AADT. So all in all, the total SL would be 3.02316896. And let's check if that's true. So yes, the answer is correct. So it can be seen that the contribution of passenger cars up to the SL is negligible. Alright, so let's move on to the computation for pavement thickness and actual SM. So for this one, we have another problem to discuss, which I have here. This one. So in this problem, a rigid pavement is to be designed to provide a service life of 20 years and has an initial PSI of 4.4 and a PSI of 2.5. The modulus of subgrade reaction is determined to be 300 pounds per cubic inches, and for design, the daily car, pickup truck, and light van traffic is 20,000, and the daily truck traffic consists of 200 passes of single unit trucks with single and tandem axle and 410 passes of tractor semi-trailer trucks with single, tandem, and triple axles. The axle weights are the following. So, alright, I probably read the wrong problem. But here is the real problem. I just got a little bit confused. So here in our flexible pavement design, to check the reliability assessment, then we have here the sample problem and all of the given A1, A2, A3, and D1, D2, and yeah, and M2 and M3. So here the pavement structural number is determined from this equation, and here we will just input all of the given data and then use the formula of Sn, which is this one, and put it here. So for the thickness, um, we have here 4, we add 4 for the surface, and 8 for the base. For the sub-base, we have here also 8. We have here also 8. So, layer coefficient. So, what do we know about layer coefficient? So, layer coefficient are required for flexible pavement structural design. These are the a value for these coefficients is assigned to each layer material, the surface base and sub-base layer material in the pavement structure in order to convert actual layer thickness into the structural number Sn. So We have here assigned layer coefficient according to AASHTO. Yeah, this one, layer coefficients. And we're just going to look for the specific value for each one. So for the equivalent for surface, so for the layer coefficient of surface, these are in this kind of thickness would be 0.44, zero point 0.3, and 0.11 respectively. So the drainage coefficient is given in the problem. So to compute all of it, you just need to perform this formula. This one, um, the A1 times D1, the A2 times D2, the A3 times D3 times M3. So all of that, it will result to 5.04. So we have here Sn. So, so note, provided structural number must be greater than the required structural number. So to check if the new Sn is adequate, we should input all these data into provided Sn input values, which is here, which is this one. So if it is adequate, you can use the thickness of pavement in your design. So we can, if this one is already adequate, then we can already use this one. However, if it becomes insufficient, then we need to, if it becomes insufficient here, then we need to redesign again our computation for the pavement thickness actual SM. So here in this problem, again, with all the given information, we just need to um, input the values in their uh, corresponding label. So in here, the the SL would be this one, 26,128,077. So for the standard deviation, um, it would be zero point 0.5, while for the subgrade MR, it would be 10,000. The reliability, I want it to be 90% confident. And for the internal P sub 0 and terminal serviceability, RTSI would be 4.5 and 2.5 respectively. So to compute the values, we need to use this formula here. We need to use this formula here, which is the log 10 times the predicted number of 80 kilonewton SLs. So computing ZR, so this one for the output value, since all of the given values were given, then let's just solve for this using this formula. So the PSI would be the internal minus the PSI. Then after that, the log 10, which is this one, would result to this one. So the ZR, which is the negative 28 times the standard deviation plus 9.36 log 10 times the quantity of RSN plus 1 minus zero point 0.2 plus the quantity of log 10 times the total PSI over 4.2 minus 1.5 over the quantity of zero point 0.4 plus 1094 over the required Sn plus 1 to the power of 5.19, then plus 2.32 times log 10 times MR minus 8.07. So this one, it will result to this. Then for the left side, just this one. And for the required SN, we need to check if it's really adequate. So we need to input again the values, which is just the same here from A1, A2, A3, D1, D2, D3, and 2 and 3. So let's just say we already put it here, all the values here. Then still it will result to the provided SN. Therefore, since PSN should always be greater than the required SN to become adequate, we need to check it using our solver. So to operate the solver in Excel 2010, if you're using 2010, click File, then Options, then Add-ins, then click on Go button at the bottom and at the bottom by Manage Excel Add-ins. Then select Solver Add-in in the dialog box that opens, click OK. However, when you're using Excel 2003, the tools, add-ins, check the solver option first. We need to select option, then click add-ins, then manage. So Excel add-ins, then OK. Then click the data here and then click solver. Then indicate which one you want as the objective, which is the difference pointers, then RSN, then click solve, and then click OK. So this one, it will result to this one. So knowing that the provided SN is greater than the required SN or is just equal, then it means it is adequate. So you can use the thickness of the pavement in your design. However, if it becomes insufficient, then you need to redesign again. Alright, so I guess that would be for the flexibility. Then the next one for the rigid. So we have here again, we are going to compute for the thickness. We have here the input values, output values, we have here the legend. And we also have here the formula being used, the total PSI and the log 10 W times W18 the difference pointers. Alright. So for the legend, W18 predicted number of 80 kilonewton, same as for the flexibility, the Z, which is the standard normal deviation, the S sub zero combined standard error of the traffic prediction and performance prediction, the total PSI, which is the difference between the initial design serviceability index PO and the design terminal serviceability, the D, which stands for the thickness slab depth, the PT terminal serviceability index, the S modulus of fracture of PCC, fractural strength, the CD drainage coefficient, J load transfer coefficient, the value depends upon the load transfer efficiency, the EC elastic modulus of PCC, the K the modulus of subgrade reaction. So here, let me check for our sample problem. So we have here our example for rigid pavement design for the slab thickness determination. So a rigid pavement is designed to provide a service life of 20 years and has an initial PSI of 4.4 and a PSI of 3.5. The modulus of subgrade reaction is determined to be 300 pounds per cubic inches. And for design, the daily car, pickup truck, and light van traffic is 20,000, and the daily truck traffic consists of 200 passes of single-unit trucks with single and tandem axles, and 410 passes of tractor semi-trailer trucks with single, tandem, and triple axles. The axle rates are this one. We already provided all of the given data. Then all you need is to input the given the ESA applications already sent for you, the standard deviation, the reliability, the concrete modulus SE, the concrete elastic modulus EC, the modulus of subgrade reaction or the K value, the load transfer coefficient, the drainage coefficient CD, the initial serviceability PO, and the thermal stability or TPSI. So for the ESA, we have here the we have here um, this one SI, a total of 1.449.27 given from the given 20,000.004 plus 0.386 times 100 plus 3.327 times 410. I mean from this one, from the given values provided here. Then we need to multiply it to 365 days times 20 because it is said that it should be 20 years. Then it would be a total of 10,579. 579. Okay, but however, you can just put here the side, and then as it is. So, mm, but maybe let's just, oh, here, this one. The 10,352,087. So we have here the 0.45 standard deviation of 0.45. Then for the reliability, the 95%. Or then for the concrete modulus of rupture, we have here 900. And then for the concrete elastic modulus, we have here 4,500,000. So, the SC 900 here in the given 0.45 for the SO 4.5 million PSI for the EC or elastic modulus, and 900 for modulus of fracture. Then drainage coefficient would be 1, and the transfer coefficient would be 3.2, and the initial serviceability PO would be 4.4, and PSI would be 2.5 again. So compute for the following values, then we need to use this formula here. Then it will apply to the log 10 here, and this one I just use this formula. The, the standard normal deviate times the standard deviation, which is the 0.45 plus the 7.35 times log 10 times the slug thickness plus 1 minus the point minus 0.06 plus 20 of log 10 times the total PSI over 4.5 minus 1.5 over 1 plus 1.64 times 10 to the power 7 over the thickness d plus 1 to the power of 8.46 plus 4.22 minus 0.32 times the PSI times log 10 times the modulus of rupture times the drainage coefficient, which is 1 times the thickness again to the power of 175 minus 1.132 over 215.63 times um, the load transfer coefficient times the thickness to the power of 175 minus the quantity of 18.42 over the elastic modulus over the modulus of subgrade reaction to the power of 0.25. Then it will result to this one. Then just as what I have said, applying the formula. So here for us to know the thickness B, let's assume typical assumption is to let B would be equal to 10. So let B be 10 and then use the solver. Let's use again the solver. So here input all the given values in the yellow boxes. You can choose from suggested values. Then after inputting all the values, open the solver option. Click the data tab at the top of toolbar. Then click solve. Under analyze, click solve. Keep solver solution. Then module. Keep solution. Then actions. Plugins. Then data solver. Then click solve. Mm, well, I don't know why mine is not working right now, but the answer should be the answer should be 9.17 inches. And this one 9.17 inches, which is should be very close to the 9 inches and is only a minor change from 9.21 from the previously obtained. So for this one, all you need to do is just find the correct value for the input in order to gain here, in order to have that correct output values, and just here for the computation, this one, and parameters given. That would be all. Thank you.